I said, don't be surprised that people are just gonna try to come at you. And the same with me, because I already know what it is. People don't want you until somebody else wants you. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Damian Crier, and I am back with another video, guys. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, blessed, and amazing day. If you have not subscribed to the Crier family, you already know what to do. Subscribe, turn the notifications on. That way, every time I drop a video on a Crier family, every one of you guys will get a notification that I dropped a video, man. So, I'm gonna start the video off like this, man. A lot has changed since the Indiana days of me living in Indiana. I want to first start by saying, man, congratulations and shout out to my son, Darian Crier, who recently graduated on the 27th, which is just a couple days ago, man. It was really nice. It was an honor being there. So far, I've made all of my children's graduations by the grace of God, man. And it feels really good, man, to see him walking across that stage the way that he did. The smile that was on his face, man. But you know what I really hate the most? I hate that when they start the graduation ceremony, they always tell the student, don't do a dance. They tell the people don't scream and yell or they'll put you out or escort you out. Because 12 years of school, shouldn't you at least get that couple seconds of just busting your little move real quick, your little viral dance real quick? I think that that's their special moment. They should be given that time, man. So I don't agree with the way that they carry out graduations, man. But at the end of the day, as I always say, it's not about the process. It's only about the results. And the results is he graduated, And it's unfortunate that a lot of our youths out here, the last thing on their mind is school, because everybody want to do social media. Darian has social media, but he really don't give two craps about it, to be honest. He put his school first. He put his school first, and I'm very, very proud of him for that. This is a really, really great life goal achievement, and he has made us very, very proud parents. I know I'm extremely proud. I'm sure his mom is even more proud. And I just feel honored that I was able to make that 18-hour drive there and be there for that moment. Me and Darian, we did spend some time together at the hotel the night before he graduated. We spent some time together before I had left to get back on the highway. Darren expressed a lot of wonderful things to me. I'm not at liberty really to share that right now. But just know that it's definitely only up from here, man. So, plus that night when we were together, a lot of you guys don't know because y'all don't follow me on TikTok. But me and Darian, we went live on TikTok that night from my hotel room, and we had a lot of fun, bro. It was a whole lot of fun. So anyway, guys, as y'all know, I had a lot of great things happen last week. So not only did my son Darian graduate from high school, y'all know I got married same week. And now here it is, a week and 2 days that I've been married. And some of the questions that people ask me, it's just, it's interesting questions. I think it's too soon, but the questions are very interesting. Some of them are actually really, really funny, man. So I'm gonna do this video by myself. But the next video, me and my wife, we actually gonna, me and my wife, that sounds different. Me and my wife is actually gonna do the next video together about, part 2 of this topic right here. So I went on TikTok today and I decided to do something different than I usually do. Because usually when I do a Q&A, I do the Q&A notification on Instagram, where I put an instant story up saying if you guys want to be a part of the Q&A, drop your questions for the monthly Q&A. This time I didn't do that. I did something way different this time. This time I went on TikTok Live this morning, and I titled my live Q&A for my YouTube channel. And that's where I got my questions from, guys. So a lot of people don't want to be named because you know how people are. They ask the questions, but they want to remain anonymous. And that's cool, man. So I had 12 questions. I have way more questions than that. But if I would have answered all those questions and wrote them all down, this video probably won't end until sometime Tuesday or Wednesday morning. So I got a little list right here I wrote down while I was in my TikTok live this morning. And some of these questions were pretty interesting, guys. So take a sip of my apple juice. One of the first questions someone asked me, it was straight to the point. Just cut the cheese straight down the middle. Don't slice it, just cut it straight down the middle. They straight up asked, do you have any regrets on getting married a week ago? I have no regrets whatsoever, man. I think it probably was one of the best and even one of the smartest moves that I made in a long time, man. You know, being married for the second time around, something I said I would never do in my life. I said I would never, ever get married again. But I have learned during my very, very short time on this earth. I know 55 years seem like a long time, but actually it's a very short time, man. One thing that I've learned out of my 50-something years on this earth, man, is to never say never. Never say what you won't do, and never say what you will do. Because those words can come back and bite you in the butt, man. Sorry if I'm getting dark. I don't know if it's my camera or what. So, do I have any regrets? I don't have any regrets at all whatsoever. This was planned out a long time ago, guys. We had talked about this, and contrary to what some people believe, I think someone in my live was like, recently, it was like, oh, you known her for 6 months and y'all married already? And when I seen the comment, the first thing I thought about was these trolls is not going to stop, bro. 6 months, I wouldn't marry no one after knowing her for 6 months. Now, after dating them for a few years, absolutely. Because I don't believe that a man and a woman should shack up. Even if they got kids together, they should not shack up unless the goal is marriage. You shouldn't have everybody around your children unless the goal is marriage. And I know my children are just tired of me being in different relationships. And I'm tired of me being in different relationships. My whole entire goal is marriage. That's why I moved out here to Texas in 2019 to start a whole new life, man. And it took a little bit of time, but I'm there. Again, it's not about the process. It's about the results. So yes, that was the number one question. Well, number one question. Do you have any regrets about getting married? So the answer to that is no. Number two, our favorite thing about each other. What is our favorite thing about each other? Well, Soso going to answer her own question, and that's going to be for her video. But one of my favorite things about Soso is the way that she are. The level of respect that she has for me is just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable, man. Like, I never thought I would actually see this. The level of respect that she has for me. You know, every morning, good morning, making sure that I'm okay. Want to know if I'm having any pain, forcing me to go to doctor appointments when I don't want to. Like, you know, she asks the questions that I don't be wanting to answer, but it's like, okay, she's asking questions out of care and concern, not because she just want to have a conversation. One of the things that I do love about her is, honestly, the way that she makes me feel. You know, she makes me feel wanted. You know, she doesn't make me feel like, you know, anything other than that I'm being wanted. And that's what people need. That's what a person needs in their life. They want to feel wanted. You know, not always needed, because people can misconstrue needed. But making a person feel wanted is a special type of feeling, man. And everybody don't make you feel that way, man. Everybody that's in relationships, they don't feel wanted. They feel needed. They feel like, oh, you need me to be there. You need me to be with you. You know, they don't feel like that you really want them. They feel like that they with you because you need them or because they need you. So there's so much more I can say and go on and on. But again, the video wouldn't end until Tuesday or Wednesday if I go on and on. So number three, is she more bossy since being married to you? Well, I can honestly say, I won't really say the word bossy, but I will say that So is a lot more aggressive since we've been married. And I'm gonna break that down to you guys what I mean by more aggressive. Like, she's been saying, hey, you finna start going to doctor appointments, you finna start getting more blood work done, you finna do this, you finna do that. And before, I used to be like, listen, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna take care of it when, on my time, I'm gonna set appointments. Now it's like, nah, we finna get those appointments set right now. So I would say in that aspect, if you wanna call that bossy, I call that caring concern. So I would just say, is she more aggressive now since we got married? Yeah, she's definitely more aggressive. It's almost like when we got married, it's almost like I seen a change immediately, but it wasn't a bad change. She wants to be more involved in the church. She has expressed that profusely recently. She wants to be more involved in the church, the type of church that she wants to be involved in, the days that she wants to go to church. Need to start reading more books to the kids, things like that, So I won't really say bossy, but I will say that she's definitely become more aggressive since we got married. She said things were going to change. But when she said things were going to change, me as a man, I'm like, what type of things you think going to change? You think I'm gonna stop going fishing? You think I'm gonna stop eating foods I like? That ain't gonna happen. But it wasn't those type of changes, man. It was really good changes that's gonna make me a better person, for all of my children and everybody that I'm involved with. So, anyway, number 4, how you feel when she said I do? Well, at first, I wasn't really expecting for her to say I do, not right then and there. I was expecting for her to say, whoa, let me think about it, because the way I did it, Darian and myself, we went to the store together to buy the ring. And Darian already knew. Darian was here for several weeks. So Darian, he had already knew what the play was. He was like, Dad, so you gonna do this? I was like, yeah. So me and him was at the store going back and forth. He was like, no, Dad, you should get her this ring. I was like, no, I'm getting this ring. He was like, Dad, you should get this ring. I'm like, bro, who money being spent here? Mine or yours? Because Darian was trying to do like some ridiculous numbers. I don't think kids be knowing, like, as adults, what we go through in life sometime, man. But he was like, no. So we both end up coming together and picking a ring that we feel that So would like. So he was like, when is you gonna do it? I said, probably next week. So I went to the ring for like a week. And then I did it. And when she said I do, I was kind of like, okay, she's saying that she will. But the reality of it, is she really gonna do it? Because when you get engaged, it's like a lot of people, and it's sad to say what I'm gonna say, a lot of people will buy a ring and they will get engaged to you. And then 4 or 5 years later, they're still wearing that same engagement ring. There's been no talks of marriage whatsoever. They just shacking up. And so that's what I was thinking, like, okay, she said I do, but what happens when the time comes, when it's time to walk to the altar? Are you still gonna feel the same way you feel now? Or are you gonna be a little bit nervous and be like, shit, I'm cool? So it made me feel really good when she said I do. But I really wouldn't have been surprised if she would have said, I need more time. And the reason why I wouldn't have been surprised is because at the time when I proposed, we did live in 2 different states. So she had did everything to prove to me that even though we didn't live in the same state, she did everything to prove to me that everything was good with me and her. I assured her there wasn't nothing going on with me on the side. She assured me wasn't going on with her on the side. The monthly flights became weekly flights, and then the weekly flights turned into every couple of day flights, and so on and so on. So, I was a little bit nervous at first, but she showed me ever since the day that I proposed to her that she was ready. and that she was very, very sincere about the whole thing. So somebody says in number 5, why you finally get married? Oh, why did I finally get married now? Well, actually, it wasn't really about getting married now. We already had this planned. We didn't want to get married because we had a child. That's the wrong reason to get married. We wanted to get married because we know it was the right thing to do. Through prayer, through going to church, talking to the pastors and stuff like that. It's something that we always wanted to do. There is really no right and wrong time to get married. We just chose to kind of drag our feet a little bit because even though people always comment on the videos, when y'all getting married, we're getting married already. We didn't want to be pressured into doing anything because that's one thing about social media. A lot of people do stuff on social media because social media has pressured them to do it. Social media has pressured them to come out and say things that they wasn't ready to say. Social media pressured people to show like their baby faces when they wasn't ready to show their baby faces. They didn't do it because they wanted to. They did it because social media wanted them to. And we didn't want to like move like that, man, and let nobody control what we do because that means that social media actually controls you. And it means that you have no control over social media. And social media is very, very powerful. Social media has a lot of influence, especially when a lot of people group together and they all jump you at the same time. Social media can be very powerful. And so no matter how many people jumped us or came at us, we wasn't gonna be pressured into doing anything until we was ready. We felt like that this was the right time, the month of May, the month with Mother's Day in it. We wanted to get married the month with Mother's Day in it. And that's exactly what we did, man. We shot for our target and we landed. We hit our goal, man. And so it wasn't nothing that we just sat down in the bed one day and say, hey, let's go get married tomorrow. It was already planned a long time in advance. So that's why we finally got married. I mean, it was gonna happen no matter what, guys. We weren't even gonna really share a lot of stuff on social media because the way social media is, but we decided, what the hell, prior family, people showing that they really here to support us. A lot of people that I lost over the years actually come back to my platform and follow me now. And I just felt truly blessed. So I just felt like, why not share our special moment, but so hopefully I was able to answer your questions. Number 6, someone asks, what's changed since you've been married? Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. We both a lot more happier. Like I can see it in her and she see it in me. We both are a lot more happier. I just gotta get out of the habit of saying my girl and get used to saying my wife, something I never thought I would say again. But honestly, I do see like the glow, the sparkle in her eyes. She's extremely happy. Ever since we've been married, so always dancing, listening to music, but now she really be dancing and singing and having her hand all in the mirror, looking at her fingers and stuff. Like I got diamonds on each hand and blah, 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 But I'm very happy, But as far as what's changed, I will say if there's any changes, the changes is for the better, actually. Like it's just a lot of playing. Like we play a lot, we joke a lot. I do notice, man, that she lets me sleep more now. Because Soso gets up every morning at 5 or 6, and she's up every day at the same time. And it's like she be waking me up, and I'm not used to that. So since we've been married, I do notice that, like this morning, she let me sleep a little bit late today, and I was like, she didn't wake me up. She made breakfast for the kids. I came out the room, everything was done. I'm like, and she just let me sleep. And that's very rare for her to do that because she be wanting me up. Hey, you need to get up so we can start doing this and start doing that. I'm like, so yeah. Anyway, number 7. Oh, do I still have butterflies? Yes, I do. I still have butterflies to a certain extent, man. And being a man saying I have butterflies seems a little sus, but it is what it is. Yes, I still have butterflies, man. And I'm gonna tell you one of my biggest thing I have butterflies about. I'm excited. Now it's like I be having to make sure that I'm on point with everything because people get married, man, they seem to get relaxed and comfortable. You know, they start getting real relaxed and real comfortable. And what I mean by that, they stop dressing the way that they used to dress before they got married. They stop getting their hair cut the way they used to be before they got married. They stop going to the gym, working out like they used to be before they got married. And they start getting too comfortable. And when you start getting too comfortable, you start not looking the same as you once did before you got married. So I still get butterflies when I think about the marriage. I am actually really married now. It's not one of those fake marriages that y'all see on YouTube all the time. People say, oh, my husband, my wife, and they're not even really married. Ain't even filed for a marriage license. But I still get butterflies when I think about the whole thing. I also always go back and I watch the video when the judge was having us to repeat the vows to each other. I probably watched my own video with that part multiple times. I skipped past the haircut. I don't need to see my haircut. I've seen that already. But I still get butterflies when I see it, and it's like, man, crier. Another crier. So, yeah. Number 8. How did you know it was the right time? This is almost the same as the other question, number 4. How did I know it was the right time? Well, here's the thing. There was no pressure involved. So wasn't waking up every day asking me, hey, is this today? I mean, we knew it was the right time. It's like we see no other way to do it than right now, because you guys do know tomorrow's not promised to nobody. Like, tomorrow's not promised at all to nobody. So we both have been waiting on this moment for a very long time. I recently, like at the last moment, I would say like within the last 2 weeks, I went and got like my suit and stuff. And so she had already had her dress and stuff, her veil. So we just knew that it was the right time, man. We set the date in place, and we really see no reason to wait around anymore. Our families live in different states. Everybody's not gonna fly down here for our wedding. And we had to also ask ourselves, like, what are we waiting on? Let's just do this. Why are we sitting around just waiting? Let's go ahead and make it official. So she been saying for I don't know how long, I do not want to keep living in sin. I don't want to keep living in sin. And I'm thinking to myself, like, shit, we already had a baby. Shoot, we already living in sin. But when I think about it, you know, she's absolutely right. We can continue doing it, or we can just stop it. And we decided to stop living in sin, man. We decided to go ahead and do it the right way. The way I feel about her, the way she feels about me. There's no need to continue procrastinating and prolonging it. Grab a bull by the horns, like you always hear me say, and take that woman to the altar and marry her. Because it's not about games anymore. There's too many games out here, man. I knew that she was the one a long time ago, because the dating scene out here is a joke, man. Any of y'all who know what I'm talking about, y'all know what it is without me going into any details. The dating scene is spooky, man. People will use your ass out here. They will use you and run you over and go right over to the next person, man. There's no loyalty anymore out here. There's no honesty anymore out here. There's no sincerity out here no more. You can't trust no one out here. Everybody, like, I ain't saying everybody, but most people is out for their damn selves, so they can get real quick what they call hitting a lick, man. Hitting a lick, dipping in and dipping out real quick, man. And it's like, you know, I don't want to live that type of life, man. I want to get married to one woman, spend my life with that woman, and anything that I can get out in the street or that I want out in the street, I can get right here at home. And I don't have to worry about, you know, like the backlash of what comes with being out there in the street. Let's just put it that way. So it didn't, you know, it didn't take us much time to figure out that it was the right time, if that makes sense. Number 9, have you found something different about each other? Have you found something different about each other? Actually, not really. Not really different. I mean, we both still the same people. We just, you know, we understand that now that we're not just dating, we're not just boyfriend and girlfriend, we're not just fiance. We have to realize that we are committed to each other now through sickness and health, to death do us part. We realize that, responsibility is something I'm sorry that my camera keeps getting dark. Responsibility is something that is extremely serious in a marriage. We understand what it takes to have a successful marriage because we've talked about this. This is my second marriage. This is So-So's first marriage. And by the grace of God, this is her last marriage. This is my last marriage. I just feel like we're going to continue growing over time and probably still get to know each other, and things like that. I mean, when do you ever really know somebody? You can be with somebody for 50 years and you still don't know them, but we've crossed over one of the greatest hurdles ever, man. Like, we dated for a couple years before we even moved in together. And we've been living together just over a year, almost a year and a half. And things are just going great, man. And it's like, I think that we both have seen each other's flaws. We've both seen each other's likes and dislikes. And our dislikes that we see has turned into what we love about each other and we love one another. Every relationship, it takes a lot of work, man. We don't want to be one of those couples who just throw the towel in because of somebody posted something in the DMs or somebody said something stupid. We want to be able to work through our problems, man. We want to be able to be an example for other couples out there who's thinking about getting married, because a lot of people won't get married because they're scared, man. They're scared. But in reality, when you get married, what really changes is you just have to be more responsible. You have to be more serious about life, man. You can't be sitting there letting, your bills get cut off and your refrigerator run empty on food. You can't be jumping from house to house. You got to have some type of stability in your life. And I'm not down on anybody who's going through that, because the struggle out here in 2026 is real as fuck. But what I'm saying is you have to have some type of stability in your life when you cross over to being married. Because now you have people who really, really depend on you, man. And then y'all learn to depend on each other, So it's real. But anyway, number 10. Do you worry about things changing with the age gap? That was a really good question. This person asked me, my son Akeem's trying to call me. I'll call him back. This person says, do I worry about things changing with the age gap? To be honest with you, my wife, she's very aware of my age. Yes, there is an age gap, but it's not the age gap that you guys think. We've actually talked about the age gap, and things like that. So is in for the long ride. She has a lot of qualifications let's just put it this way, without saying much, that makes me feel extremely comfortable, very comfortable in getting older. I don't really worry about the age gap, because in the Bible, I think in either Matthew's or Proverbs, God says, do not worry about tomorrow. Let tomorrow worry about itself, because today has enough trouble of its own. My thing is this right here. I'm going to get older no matter what. So is going to get older no matter what. Every year that I age, she's going to age every year too. We both just got to just depend on each other and rely on each other. Do I worry about things changing with the age gap? Things can change. I mean, if something were to happen to me, I don't expect for my wife just to, stop living her life because I get older and I can't do some of the things that she enjoyed doing, like traveling and stuff and things like that. It's always a concern when a person gets older. Even if you're not married to a person that's younger than you, if you're married to someone the same age as you, it's always a concern of you getting sick one day, something happening, God taking you home one day. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think I prepared my mind mentally years ago for this, in case something happened to me. But do I worry about things changing as I get older because of an age gap? To be frankly honest with you, I'm not really living for the future, because the future is not promised. I'm actually living for right now. And right now, I can honestly say I'm not really worried about anything. I don't have any worries. I don't have any stress. You know, what's gonna happen, gonna happen. You know, we'll just have to see and cross that bridge when we get to that lake. You know, but other than that, I don't see things changing. I really honestly don't. Okay, number 11. What does marriage mean to you? Marriage means a lot to me. I mean, you know, just like a relationship, you gotta look at a marriage just like a relationship. It's just that with the marriage is documented, it's real. You know, marriage, like I said, it comes into being a very, very responsible person, knowing how to talk things out instead of trying to argue them things out. Lord knows I've had my share of arguments and stuff like that. Some of you guys witnessed that right here on social media. Y'all witnessed some crazy things happen to me in my life, even before I moved out here to Texas. You know, marriage is very sacred to me. I take marriage extremely serious, man. One thing about a marriage, I honor my vows, man. You know, I'm not a cheater. I wasn't cheating on her when she lived in Philly before she moved out here. I know that, again, respect is one of the things that I keep touching on. Respect is very critical in a marriage. And that respect means a lot to me. It goes a long ways. Trust is more than anything in the world, because when you marry somebody, man, you have to be able to trust them to do the right thing. And you ask me, what does marriage mean to me? Marriage is all about trust, man. Without trust, you don't have a marriage. You don't have a relationship. There's a lot of temptation out here in the world, man. And when it comes to me, I block all the temptation out. Marriage means to me, like, really not really DMing people, responding to people who send you flirty comments behind the scene during emails. It means don't respond to that crap. It's all a setup, man. Everything is a setup. I told my wife, now that we are married, don't be surprised if you start getting pictures of guys with their shirt off showing their six packs and they may only have 1 or 2 followers. I said, don't be surprised that people that's gonna try to come at you. And the same with me, because I already know what it is. People don't want you until somebody else wants you. And I don't know why it's like that, man. But marriage means the world to me as far as like respect, being able to trust the person that you want, knowing that if something were to happen to you, in the event that something happened to you, that they're gonna do the right thing when it comes to your children. I feel like so when it comes to my children, if something happened to me, I know for a fact that she will do the right thing. You know why? Because she's a mom herself. And she has one of my children. So, and the last one is, since you guys have been married for a week now, is there any plans for a new baby in the future? We haven't even talked about that, guys. Right now, we are just trying to plan our summer vacation, doing a lot of stuff with the children. You guys do know my other kids can come over on the weekends. Right now, I think we're just gonna focus on our daughter Grace and just, you know, making sure that we give her all the attention that she needs and deserves. We do joke a lot about children, but it's really not a part of our immediate future. I think it's safe for me to say that, but we haven't really talked about it. Like, it's been mentions and jokings and stuff like that. Like, how do you feel about having another child after 3 or 4 years when Grace turned 3 or 4 years old? There's been talks like that, and my response is, shoot, if I'm still labor to you know what I'm saying? Boom. I'm just kidding, guys. But there has been talks, but not really anything serious, guys. Anything that's pertaining to another children in the future has been like joking along the lines. So anyway, guys, that's what I have for y'all guys for my first week of being married. And hopefully, you know, you guys leave me some comments on what video y'all want me to do when it when it comes to marriage. For some of you guys out there right now, man, who's been engaged for a while, you find yourself getting a ring 2 or 3 years ago from your man, and he proposed to you and you said yes. And 2 or 3 years done went by, all to no avail, and y'all still not married. Don't just leave the person. Put that person to the side. Sit down and talk to him and ask him, yo, what's going on? You led me to believe in the beginning that you was in love with me and that we was gonna get married. We got engaged 3 years ago and all to no avail. Sometimes you have to just remind that person. A lot of people is quick, well, if this person don't marry me in this time frame, I'm leaving them. They can at least see where their mindset at. Make sure that they're not going through anything. Because most times people will get engaged and they won't tell their partner that they're actually terrified and scared. And sometimes you gotta walk them through this stuff because they could be terrified and scared, especially if they've never been married before. People hear so much bad stuff about marriages that it terrifies people to want to get married. But what people don't tell you when they hear bad things about marriages is why that marriage went bad. And a lot of reasons why a marriage goes bad, it could have been prevented. It didn't have to happen. People made their choices, and that's the way it is. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all of y'all. I love you guys. Till next time, it's your boy Dan. See you in the next video. I'm out.